Right, Assalamualaikum. Okay, so we are doing paper 3, time zone 1, question 2. Right, so let's read the question first. A firm wishes to review its recruitment processes. This question considers the validity and reliability of the methods used. Okay, so every year an accountancy firm recruits new employees for a trial period of 1 year from a large number of applicants. And then at the start, all applicants are interviewed and given a rating. So those with a rating of either excellent, very good, or good are recruited for the trial period. At the end of this period, some of the new employees will stay with the firm. Okay, while others will leave. So it is decided to test how valid the interview rating is as a way of predicting which of the new employees will stay with the firm. Okay, so data is collected and recorded in a contingency table. So you can see there's interview rating, excellent, very good, and then there's a stay or leave. Okay, so there's a table there. So as you can see, because at the table and all that, you know high chance this chi-square unit test. Okay, so they say use an appropriate test at a 5% significance level to determine whether a new employee staying with the firm is independent of their interview rating. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so what they want from you is that state the null and alternative hypothesis, the p-value, and the conclusion of the test, and that is 6 marks. Okay, so the null and alternative hypothesis, basically because it's a chi-square independence test. Okay, so you are just saying staying, or you can say leaving also. Okay, staying in the firm is independent of interview rating. Okay, so that's H0. So basically for the H1 alternative, say is not independent So you can also put it like staying in the firm and interview rating are independent of each other. So can or they say these are staying in the firm is independent of the interview rating. Okay, so how you phrase it is really up to you, whether you put the word independent at the end or in the center. Okay, means the same thing. Okay, but take note, don't say the interview rating is independent of the stay. It doesn't make sense. Like your rating tak ada kena guna dengan I don't know, it's whoever comes first. Selalunya the one that comes after must be independent of the one that comes before. Okay, alright. Okay, so the p-value, once you do your chi-square test and all that, p-value is 0.487. See, okay, let's see. Okay, so since they want p-value, you best to give your p-value top. But in the article they say that if you write chi-square punya value, they accept lah, tapi best not to lah. Okay, follow the instructions carefully. Okay, so since this is more than your 5%, okay, therefore there is insufficient evidence to reject H0. Okay, therefore the staying in the firm is independent of the rating. Okay, alright. Okay, that is okay. So now the next question. The next year's group of applicants are asked to complete a written assessment, which is then analyzed. Okay, from those recruited. Okay, so the next year's group of applicants are asked to complete a written assessment. Okay, slightly different, which is then analyzed. From those recruited as new employees, a random sample size of 18 is selected. Okay, so ada banyak orang dah recruit kan, so diorang take 18. Okay, right. So it's a different story. Sekarang they are supposed to do this written assessment. Okay, tadi was interview. Okay, now they decided to do a written assessment instead. Okay, then banyak kan dah masuk dalam the firm, 18 was taken out. Okay, a random sample size of 18 is selected. Okay, the sample is stratified by department. Okay, that means there's some groupings going on. Okay, of the 91 new employees recruited that year, 55 were placed in national, 36 international department. Okay, so ada 91 yang masuk, 55 masuk national department, 36 masuk international department. Okay, so that 11 employees are selected for the sample from the national department. So that means what it's trying to say is that dalam 18 ni, 11 will be the one taken from national department. Okay, so basically they want to see whether you understand that term stratified sampling. Okay, so stratified sampling means, okay, if there's 55 from national, you see, 55 from national over 91, okay, you multiply it by 18, you will get like 10 point something, which is about 11. Okay, so you need to show this working. Okay, okay, so that one is rather straightforward. Okay, at the end of the first year, the level of performance of each of the 18 employees in the sample is assessed by the department manager. So they are awarded a score between 1 low performance and 10 high performance. Okay, the marks in the written assessment and the scores given by the managers are shown in both the table and the scatter diagram. So basically what happened is, mula-mula masuk ada written assessment. Okay, so dia buat and all that. Okay, then lepas tahun dah bekerja, the manager pula kasih dia orang punya rating. Okay, so now dia dah kasih dia ABCD sampai R. Okay, then after that dia punya marks of the written assessment out of 100, I think. Okay, those are the marks given, and then for the score given by the manager is from 1 to 10. Okay, pun dah kasih kat situ. Okay, and the scatter diagram adalah all over there. Okay, basically it's like macam all over lah, a bit messy. Okay, but let's try to see what they want. Okay, the firm decides to find a Spearman rank correlation coefficient RS for this data. Okay, so we need to rank them. Okay, without calculation, explain why it might not be appropriate to calculate a correlation coefficient for the whole 18 employees. Okay, so sekarang they don't plan to do this ranking, okay, for 1 to 18 tau. Okay, sebabnya national dengan international department, diorang punya rating macam kind of like ada pattern for each department tau. Okay, so macam awak tengok kat national department there's a lot of 10, 9 pun ada banyak, then 8, 7 kind of thing. Tapi bila international, then 8, 7, 6, 400 and all that. So macam international department punya boss, punya manager and all that macam kind of strict. Okay, so because diorang punya the way the managers assess them, okay, is rather strict kan. Okay, it's kind of not feasible not practical for us to rank them in the same scale. Okay, so dia cakap explain why it might not be appropriate. So the answer would be the national department tends to be more lenient, the national department managers tends to be more lenient in their grading, or the international department tends to be more strict in their grading. Okay, so there's a large disparity or large difference between the international department dengan national department grading system given by the managers. Okay, respective managers. Okay, alright. So they use like less generous, okay, you can use lenient, strict, and all that. Okay, you can also use simple words like national department employees tend to get a higher rating from their managers. Okay, in your own words. Alright, so the next one, runtime will be find RS for the 7 employees working in the international department. So they want you to focus only on the international department. Okay, so for that you need to create a table first. Okay, so LMNOP and then RS. So LMNOP Q. Okay, so the ranking for written assessment is 1 to 7. Okay, the ranking for manager is let me see 1 sama, tapi 2 dengan 3 sama score, so that means is 2.5 here and 2.5 here. Okay, for O. Okay, then after that 4 dengan 5 sama, so it's 4.5, 4.5, and then 6, 7 sama. Okay, alright, so this is the written assignment. This is manager punya sekolah. Okay, alright, diorang nak terus calculate RS kan. So daripada sini, you need to show the table first lah. Okay, then after that your RS is 0.909. Okay, after you have done so, yang benda ni semua, you go and calculate your RS. Okay, okay, nothing else. Okay, let's proceed. Hence, comment on the validity of the written assessment as a measure of the level of performance of employees in this department. Justify your answer. Okay, so 0.909 is a very strong positive correlation. Okay, so there is a strong positive correlation between the written assessment and the manager score. Okay, that's good. Okay, some say strong agreement, some say strong linear correlation. Okay, just say the strong. You want to say strong positive correlation boleh. Okay. Alright, so yang number 3, part 3 is a standard answer for all lah. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, the same 7 employees, now we proceed to another scenario lah. So, the same 7 employees are given the written assessment a second time, okay, at the end of the first year to measure its reliability. Okay, their marks are shown in the table below. So, sekarang dia punya markah tadi, first bila dia masuk dengan after 1 year punya markah. Okay, so ada table kat situ sama juga. So, now is a written assessment 1, written assessment 2, not manager anymore. Okay, state the name of this type of test for reliability. Okay, so this one nama dia is to be 2 sample. Oh sorry, dia punya test is called a test and retest. Or the test you retest. Okay, what do they want next? For the data in this table, test the null hypothesis row is equal to 0 and row is more than 0. That means we are testing the correlation coefficient. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so the p-value you key into your calculator, it's 0. First. Okay, so the p-value you dapat of your calculator is 0.00209. Okay, so it's like 2, no, it's 0.2%. Okay, so it's way less than the 5% significance level. Therefore, there is sufficient evidence to reject each not. Okay, and that's it. So these were all the hypothesis testing and all that. It all boils down to whether you choose the right hypothesis testing. Okay, dia punya cara semua and all that semua standardized. Okay, there's dia punya cara-cara dan method semua sama lah. Okay, cuma you need to know which test to use. Okay. Okay, hence comment on the reliability of the written assessment because you actually reject each one. Okay, that means the row is more than 0. That means the correlation coefficient ada positive correlation. Okay, therefore it is considered a reliable test. Okay, okay. Let's do part E. Is this the last? Yeah, I think this is the last. Okay, so the written assessment is in 5 sections, numbered 1 to 5. Okay, at the end of the year, the employees are also given a score for each of the 5 professional attributes. Okay, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, the firm decides to test the hypothesis that there is a correlation between the mark in a section and the score for an attribute. Okay, so ni is a bit wordy. Apa maksud dia is that contoh awak buat section A, B, C, D, E. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so this section tau macam awak buat paper lah, ada section A, section B, section C gitu kan. Okay, so ni pasal paper. Okay, dan lepas tu yang ini V lagi, sorry V, then W, X, Y, Z. Okay, yang ini pula the attributes, contoh macam leadership, okay, or professionalism, okay, attitude, work attitude, or something like ethics, or something like that. Okay, so ni semua dia orang punya karakteristik. Okay, So the thing is that the firm decides to test the hypothesis that there is a correlation between the mark in a section. So dia tak kisah mana section tu, in a section tu, that means mana-mana pun boleh. Okay. And the score for an attribute. So that means contoh, I want to see whether A dengan W ada link ke tak, or C dengan W, or maybe D dengan Y. There's many choices lah. Okay, so basically dia nak tengok what they did is they compare marks. Okay, they compare marks in each of the section. Okay, with the scores for each of the attribute. Okay, so that means kalau A, dia akan compare A dengan B, A dengan W, A dengan X, A dengan Y, A dengan Z. Then B pun sama, B dengan B, B dengan W, B dengan X, B dengan Y, B dengan Z, and so on and so forth sampai. Okay, so itu makna dia. Okay, so now they say write down the number of tests they carried out. So each one ada 5 kan, so it's 5 times 5. So they carried out 25 tests. Okay, right, next. The tests are performed at 5% significance level, assuming that there is no correlation between the marks in any of the section and the scores in any of the attributes. Okay, the outcome of each hypothesis test is independent of the outcome of the other hypothesis test. Okay, find the probability that at least one of the tests will be significant. So basically, you want to know at least one, right? Okay, so it will be for you to know at least one kan, pasal dia ada 25 kan. Okay, so at least one kan macam banyak, there's could be 1, 2, 3, 4, so lebih susah lah. So what you do is 1 minus no test ada apa? Significant. Okay, that means semua below test. Okay, when you do hypothesis testing for all the 25, okay, none of them are significant. Okay, that means you did not reject H0. You have insufficient evidence to reject H0. Okay, once you get that, 1 minus that answer should be the probability that at least one of the tests is significant. Okay, so dia macam probability X more than 1, so it's 1 minus probability X equals to 0. Okay, gitu. Okay, but what's the probability that a test is insignificant? Okay, is kalau dia significant, that means the probability of it happening, okay, is 5%. Then it's significant. Okay, so the probability of it not being significant is 0.95. Okay, but this is satu test. Let's say A dengan B not significant, 0.95. A dengan W, another 0.95. C dengan B, another 0.95. But there are 25 of them, so it's 25 to the power of 25. Okay, so 1 minus this. Okay, the number will be very small. Sorry, the number will be very big, 0.723. Okay, because 0.95 is big. Okay, so this is the probability that at least satu kena lah, kan? Okay, so there's a 70% chance because you do so many tests. So there's a 70% chance satu test mesti kena. Macam gitu. Okay, so the firm obtains a significant result by comparing section 2 of the written assessment with attribute X. So macam ni. Okay, oh yeah, supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by do A, B, C, D. Okay, so section 2 we do B lah. Okay, dengan attribute X. So dia cakap ni dua ada link lah. Okay, is significant lah. Okay, so dia cakap interpret this result. So basically the probability of it being significant is so huge. Okay, but then sebenarnya it happened by chance lah. Okay, so it is very likely that one significant result would be achieved by chance. So it should be disregarded or if you want to go and explore further, you need to find more evidence. Okay, so this is question 2. Okay, so I'll continue with question 1. I mean, this is the order that I recorded the video. Okay, so in the next video lah. Okay, alright. Assalamualaikum.